30 laps at Barber to kick off the third edition of Winter Indy. It's Winter Indy 3. We're doing it for Dale. Let's get racing. Nick Pressey, Noah Belleville on the front row. Green flag is out at iRacing's Barber. Let's see what happens. He survived. Noah Belleville scoots across the racetrack. One car's already in the wall. It's Colin McDonough, and the caution comes out immediately, and I mean immediately. What in the world happened there? Briley Wright's your race leader. Noah Belleville, is he still in one piece? He is. Green flag came out, and Colin McDonough just soared through the air. Emily Seeger's in the house, cheering for Matt. And have another look. This is Colin McDonough in the 39. Well, that's not the avenue to take. And he goes right into the wall. Who else was involved? Again, Colin McDonough in the orange machine, the Trenton driver. Carmen Sienna in the white 96 on the outside. Oh, there it is in the back. Was that Toby Estes? That is Toby Estes. Just ran right through by Kevin Feemster. And Kevin literally just now mounting the 8 car. Okay. Let's see if we can get one more look at what in the world happened here. Oh, the 17 just drives right into the 8. Let's see. Can we go on board with Kevin? Oh, he just sails it in there. Toby had no shot. It's right on board with Toby. And no idea what Kevin's trying here. All right, let's get one more look from the sky there. Kevin just going into the 8. And Thomas Andrews just barely avoids that one. Meanwhile, have a look at Noah Belleville, the Missouri driver. I think he's going to scoot right in front of Nick Pressey. Right in front of Nick Pressey. Bryce Saucier almost gets into the back of the 94. And he makes it through. Shout out Emily Seeger in the house, by the way. Cheering on for her brother, Matt. Matt's up to 4th right now in the number 16. Sim Shop Machine. Not to be confused with that machine, the number 96 Valvoline machine of Carmen Sienna, Aaron Edwards. In another Sim Shop car. Well, the identical Sim Shop car, isn't it? Right behind Matt Seeger there. At the front, Kentucky's Briley Wright leads the first few laps of Winter Indy 3. Bryce Saucier behind him. They're just trying to catch up to the caution. Let's get just a fast word with Briley. Briley, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
I got you.
Remember in practice when we said don't crash on lap 1? That's exactly what happened. Everybody crashed on lap number 1, and I guess now we're going to get that single file restart here. But welcome to Winter Indy. Welcome to the 3rd edition of Winter Indy. Season 3, we're going to do it for Dale. You're driving car number 3. I don't know what that means, but it means something, I guess. Last season, you sailed it into Noah Belleville's race car in this hairpin right here. We haven't stopped talking about it for an entire year. You going to do it again?
I don't plan on it. I know that he'll probably catch back up with me, but hopefully we don't make any contact. I hated that the start went the way that it did because it's thrown us all off now. We got confused on where the pace car was at. struggling to get the field back together and kind of a bad start to the race. But hopefully, once we get going, we can get everything settled down. I like to just log laps here. Once it gets like this, it just gets a little takes too much time to get into a rhythm. And you get thrown off, but yeah, it looks like he blew the first turn and took care of himself this time. So I didn't even have to do it.
Yeah, he almost. I think he actually did catch air on that first corner. Anyway, we're going to let you go back to work. Hopefully it's smooth sailing from here, man. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to do what he did.
Good luck. Riley Wright's going to go to work. If you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing except some high-speed bumper cars. This is lap 1, turn 1, Kevin Feemster in the blue Masterforce machine. Right into the 8 of Toby Estes. Thomas Andrews just avoids that. Meanwhile, Noah Belleville, he's going to sail it off into turn number 1. Colin McDonough, on the other hand, goes loose out of turn 1. And he collides with the wall, so he has to get that race car repaired. Riley Wright's behind the pace car now. The lights are off on the BMW M2, so we're going to go racing. 3 laps underway of the scheduled 35. Riley Wright, Nick Pressey running 1-2. Nick Pressey coming off of that ABN IndyCar World Series Championship. Fort Valley, Georgia's Matt Seeger in 3rd. Now, I don't know much about Matt Seeger's IndyCar background, but I don't think he's got a lot of experience. Matter of fact, let's ask him real quick. Let's ask this kid what's going on. Shotgun, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How much IndyCar experience do you have?
Absolutely 0.
Are you telling me these are your first IndyCar laps in the sim?
I mean, no. I mean, I ran WinterIndy last season at Indianapolis and almost actually won, but I never touched this car on a road course, so this is a first for me.
I remember that. You decided to be the lone wolf. You went out and did your own 2-stop strategy, while I think 9 other drivers or something like that did a 1-stop strategy. And yeah, you very nearly won that race. So no, you've got IndyCar experience. You're sitting in 3rd right now. How are you going to get it now? Nick Pressey, I just mentioned, just came off of that ABN IndyCar Championship. How are you going to get around him?
Ooh, yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's just going to be this race. It's just going to be eliminating as many mistakes as you can because I was on the struggle bus in practice. So just eliminate the mistakes, executing, and just trying to be there at the end.
Emily's watching. Don't screw up.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go racing. Let's see what my man Shotgun Seeger can do from the 3rd position. Briley Wright's going to have control of the field from his rig in Greensburg, Kentucky, leading this race with the IndyCar ABN champion behind him. Coming off that final corner, Nick Pressey's right under his rear spoiler. Green flag is out. Let's do it again. Clean and green to the first half. Carmen Sienna, no, that's, sorry, Tommy Withers gets squirrely under braking. Carmen Sienna is in the 96 Valvoline machine. Contact with Bryce Saucier. Somebody lost a piece of race car, and I think it was Withers. We'll revisit this. Sienna in the 96. Pressey in the 94. Right in the 3 and trying to pull away. First lap under green complete. 25 laps remain at Barber. Emily telling me don't stress out her brother. So far, so good. One car's gone off the racetrack. Is that McDonough? That's Colin McDonough, the Trenton, New Jersey pilot, off in turn number 2. Caution's out again. Somebody's went off with Colin, and it looks like, is it Kevin Feemster or Thomas Andrews? Caution's out for the second time. There's Andrews in the 2. Andrews goes off by himself. We should have a picture of his adorable little dog Cooper there. We got to get that fixed. Kevin Feemster, on the other hand. What happened to Feemster? Was he involved with McDonough? Oh, 100%. Feemster flying through the racetrack again, and McDonough just a casualty. Another look. Nowhere for Colin to go. Let's go on board with Colin. With Feemster. So Colin missing a piece of race car. I think he's already used a fast repair. He's going to have to come back to the pits and get that fixed up. Matt Seeker's got a new microphone to brag about. He sounds crisp and clean. Briley Wright leading this race with the lights on, the BMW M2. So we're going to let these drivers figure themselves out, and we're going to go racing again. Can we do 60 seconds? Let's do 60 seconds here. Nobody move. Well, grab a drink, grab a snack. You got a little more than 60 seconds before we go back to green. We'll see you in a minute for more racing. 71 miles of this race that, for the most part, has been completed under caution. 2 crashes already. Emily says, you're welcome for upgrading Matt's audio. Yeah, Seeger does sound pretty crisp and clean there. Toby Estes runs in the 4th position. He wasn't involved in this one. Matt Seeger now down to 5th. Noah Belleville in 6th. Aaron Edwards, Thomas Andrews in the 8th position. Bryce Saucier, Tommy Withers, 9th and 10th. There we go. I knew we had a great little picture of Tommy's dog Cooper. Fluffy little guy. Lights are still on atop the pace car. Nick Pressey in 2nd, Carmen Sienna in 3rd. Let's talk to the lady who runs the IndyCar series on the ABN side. I was a privilege to be a part of this series last time around. And actually, it looks like Carmen's not available. That's okay. Let's go down to Toby. See what he's up to. Toby Estes, Rick James here to bother you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up with you, man? When's the last time we saw you drive an IndyCar?
I don't know, probably sometime last year or year before, maybe. But
did you do Winter Indy last year?
Yeah, bits and pieces.
Okay. So
but,
how's
we're out here.
Well, you're out here, and I'm surprised you're surviving. After that first lap, looks like Feemster just went right into you there, and then the same thing happened here where he went off turn 1, but unfortunately, when he resurfaced, Colin McDonough was there too. How's that lap 1, turn 1 ride?
Kind of honestly exactly what I expected. I expected somebody to do that. I just didn't expect it to be, me involved. But it's Winter Indy, man. It's all about having fun and trying to learn these cars for me.
Y'all actually having fun in there, or are you struggling to keep it in a straight line?
Well, we haven't ran long enough to kind of figure that out yet. I kind of feel like I have at least top 6 pace at best, but we'll see what happens.
We're about to find out, buddy. Hold on to her. Make a show.
Yes, sir.
Toby Estes from just down the same street as our race leader, Briley Wright. We're going to go green in about 30-ish seconds here, give or take. Well, maybe more than that. Y'all know I can't count. We'll see how many green flag laps we can string this time. Briley Wright ahead of Nick Pressey. Let's try this one again and see how far we get. 9 laps about to be complete of the scheduled 30. Briley Wright has led them all. Green flag is out at Barber. Car off. It looks like Thomas Andrews back onto the racetrack and trying to make it through. Andrews bouncing back onto the racetrack. He sits in 10th. Briley Wright speeding into the hairpin with Pressey behind him. Edwards and Saucier side by side. Seeger, Withers, Andrews all making it through. Briley Wright still charging ahead. Carmen Sienna now trying to work her way around Nicholas Pressey in the 94. That's exactly what Briley Wright wants to see. Toby Estes in 4th. Noah Belleville in 5th. Matt Seeger down to the 8th position. What happened to Seeger off of that restart? Now behind his teammate Aaron Edwards, trying to get around Bryce Saucier in that 7. Oh, they got to be careful into the hairpin. Control that race car under braking. Aaron Edwards gets around a wiggling Bryce Saucier through that hairpin and now into the S's. One car's gone off. Is it Withers? It's Seeger. Keeps it in one piece. One car off into the sand. Who went off here? Was it Pressey? And it was Nick Pressey. What happened to the Brooklyn pilot? Noah Belleville's gone off the racetrack now. Oh, just uncontrolled right through the S's. And that happens to Nick Pressey on the 11th lap. How about Noah Belleville? Going through Nick Pressey's dust into the air. One car's gone off. Was it Estes? It is Toby. How about that for a drift? Check that out. One more time. Watch this. Can we go on board with Toby? That is just fantastic. There's Colin McDonough in the 11th position. Briley Wright just went purple last time around, but Carmen Sienna is now your race leader. What happened to Briley? This is on lap number 12. Briley goes purple last time around. Sienna just shoots her way through, and she's going to move up to the lead. Emily Seeger talking about a great save with Toby Estes. Matt Seeger and Tommy Withers now doing battle. Withers in the Valvoline machine on the left, trying to take the air off of Matt Seeger in the Sim Shop machine in 9th. Seeger's going to do it the hard way around the outside, and that's 8th place to Matt Seeger. Nick Pressey just went fastest, 1:09.48. He's catching up to Toby Estes in a hurry. Let's go on board with Pressey. Oh, Pressey's right there, and he just scoots around Toby Estes. That was close. Estes now has a mirror full of Bryce Saucier. And Aaron Edwards now slowly looming. Carmen Sienna has broken out to a 1.1 second lead. Drivers must change tire compounds. She won this race last year in WinterIndy 2, and now she's looking to go back-to-back in WinterIndy 2 and 3. Briley Wright in 2nd, Noah Belleville in 3rd. And over the last 5 laps, that's not going to tell us anything, is it? There's that gap. Noah Belleville just trying to chip away at Briley Wright consistently, but it's extremely difficult. Meanwhile, 5th, 6th, 7th, there's Toby Estes, there's Bryce Saucier, there's Aaron Edwards. Saucier goes wide. Let's go on board with Aaron. Car goes around. It's Nick Pressey. Brooklyn's Nick Pressey goes around. He was in, what, third at the time? Oh, he just puts 2 tires into the grass, smashes the car against the wall. And I think he's going to try and bring that car back around. I don't see where he jumped to the pits. No, he might have just called that there. Meanwhile, Estes going into the S's, trying to get around Bryce Saucier. Gosh, they're so close. Coming out of the S's. Toby now with a great run. Look at the gravel they're kicking up. Oh, is that Edwards that's gone around? It is Aaron Edwards. The Virginia driver, now losing the temperature out of his tires, has to work to get them back. Meanwhile, Briley Wright with Noah Belleville behind him. Remember going into the hairpin last time. Briley sent it in deep on Noah. Will Noah do the same? And Noah will show restraint. Emily talking about how beautiful these cars are. They are gorgeous machines, these IR-18s. I think they are the best looking Indy cars we've had since the mid to late 90s when we had Delaras, Reynards, even in 2000. I think my favorite looking Indy car is the Reynard 2KI, and especially in that Marlboro livery. It's no secret. I love those Marlboro paint schemes. They're fantastic. Toby Estes is bringing his car in. The Aero McLaren Indy car. Drivers, again, must change tires at some point in this race. They have to change compounds. If you're on red tires like Carmen Sienna, you must go to the black tire. If you're on the black tire, unlike Briley Wright, you must then go to the red. There's Noah Belleville. He's on the black tire. The red tire being the softer compound. Faster lap times, but the tire won't last as long. However, at the end of a run like this, Belleville trying to use his tires that have more life, trying to fly around Briley Wright. Great D. Briley boxing out Noah. Belleville runs wide, but he saves it. Tommy Withers has gone off the racetrack. He's back on. Belleville takes a really wide entrance into the hairpin, trying to get a great run onto Briley Wright headed into the S's. Briley starting to pull away. Wright in the yellow machine, Belleville in the red, white, and black Haas machine. Four-tenths of a second. Both drivers still on the original compounds. Matt Seeger briefly slid off the racetrack. Noah Belleville trying to avoid that same fate. And it's the last Dirty Dozen next time by. Carmen Sienna crossed the line. There she is. 2.5 seconds and then some ahead of Briley Wright. She's up 5 places from where she started. Noah Belleville trying to get within a 1/4 of a second to Briley Wright. He's there, but he just has to figure out how to get around him. This is Tommy Withers on lap 17. The Robbie Gordon Valvoline liveried machine flies through the corkscrew, and that's it for him. Matt Seeger locks it up, goes for a slide, keeps the race car off the wall and keeps it moving. That's just after the hairpin. Briley, really wide through the left-right complex, and now into the final corner. How far is Briley going to go on these red tires? Remember, Briley has much less grip on his race car than Noah. All the while, he's maintaining that 2.5 second gap that Carmen Sienna has ahead. As a matter of fact, Briley is chipping away at Carmen Sienna's time. Probably using push to pass and other things like that. Matter of fact, we can gauge how much push to pass they have left. Let's go ahead and bring in the other time. Well, not that one. How about that one? There we go. There's your push to pass. I gotta find a way to get that on the other ticker. And if you don't know, push to pass is basically your boost, your turbo button, if you will. And the drivers on their respective tire compounds. Who's on red? Who's on black? Primary versus alternative, or the option tire, if you will. Everybody has to have at least one turn on each tire. Oh, did Belleville go off? He went for a spin and he missed a piece of his race car. And there goes Bryce Saucier. Noah Belleville has, I don't think he's changed compounds yet. Now missing a piece of his wing. Just got in the grass, clipped the wall, and it's that fast. That fast, and it's just over. One more look. And you saw the tire tracks before him, almost alluding to what was to come. Belleville still moving at a really good pace with half a wing missing. And he will now come in, repair the wing, get the car fixed. Belleville is in. Carmen Sienna, 3.5 seconds now ahead of Briley Wright. She has yet to change compounds, so does Briley. Bryce Saucier, on the other hand, I don't know if he's changed compounds or not. Thomas Andrews had an incident. There he is getting out of Bryce's way. What happened to Andrews on lap 20? Goes off the racetrack and goes for a spin. But he keeps it moving. In the MGD machine. Now, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the Bobby Rahal livery. You might find this on Drip Diecasts, and that's it's a really cheap segue into the people that support us, but you probably see them on the ticker up there. They are your #1 online store for all sorts of NASCAR memorabilia. That's Drip Diecasts and Collectibles, your #1 store for all sorts of NASCAR and IndyCar diecasts. Check them out on eBay, Drip Diecasts. Use code TNT Season 11 for 10% off that whole store at Drip Diecasts. #1 online store for all sorts of racing memorabilia and more. Carmen Sienna, 4.5 seconds back to Briley Wright. And are they gambling on a caution? Not likely, given how spread out everybody is now. Bryce Saucier, 6 seconds behind Briley Wright. Aaron Edwards is 16 seconds behind Bryce Saucier. Noah Belleville, he's got a brand new race car. He's on the red tire. Did he switch from those primaries, though? There's Toby Estes there, 7th, up 1 place from where he started. Carmen Sienna on her push-to-pass button, 82 seconds of boost remaining. Aaron Edwards, 160 seconds of boost. Briley Wright, 171. Still in second. Bryce Saucier's in third. 60 seconds of push-to-pass remain. Aaron Edwards, a rookie in this IndyCar stuff. 147 seconds of push-to-pass remaining. Briley Wright is in. He's going to go from the alternate, the red compound, to the black compound now, and he's going to have 171 seconds of push-to-pass with 3 laps remaining. Carmen Sienna has not pitted. The only driver who has not pitted. She's 12.5 seconds ahead of Bryce Saucier, who's now trying to put the pressure on with 3 laps to go. Aaron Edwards on the black compound. He pitted on lap 7. Not sure if he changed the compound. Sienna on the button now. She has to come in. She's the last driver to do so. Is she gambling? Is she waiting until the last lap? Three laps to go in the opening round of Winter Indy 3 when we're doing it for Dale because it's 3 and we'll just point out the number 3 every chance we get. Car number 3, Briley Wright, is only 1 second ahead of Noah Belleville. And if you remember last year, we mentioned it earlier, Belleville might be looking to get some revenge on Briley Wright when 4th place is just a couple of feet away. Noah Belleville also on that primary compound. He's going to make this real easy on Briley Wright. And Briley's got no competition there for Belleville. But Briley is on the primary compound now, bringing it up to temperature. He's got 171 seconds of push-to-pass remaining. Belleville, 182. I said 3, by the way. It is 5 laps to go. 4 to go this time by. I think I was miscounting earlier because my screen is so small. I can't see what I'm talking about. How in the hell am I supposed to broadcast racing when I can't see what I'm talking about? In any case, Noah Belleville is already out to a 1.5 second advantage compared to Briley Wright. He made extremely light work of that. And Belleville now trying to chase down Aaron Edwards. 9.3 seconds. The gap, there's Edwards in 3rd. Carmen Sienna still has yet to pit. It will be 3 to go this time by, and she has to change compounds. .14 seconds from Carmen Sienna to Bryce Saucier. Is she trying to expand the gap? She's got 38 seconds of push-to-pass remaining. Noah Belleville just went purple. 108. 74. 72, I'm sorry. Man, I need to get my eyes checked. 108.72, Noah Belleville, fastest driver at Barber. Noah Belleville trying to break the race car by just jumping those curbs as hard as he can. Somebody should tell him that this isn't the last lap. He needs to preserve that race car. Carmen Sienna is in. Bryce Saucier gets around her. That's the lead for Carmen Sienna. Bryce in front. Aaron Edwards. Will he get around Carmen Sienna? There's the 96 coming out of the pits. Aaron Edwards in turn number 1. He's on hot tires. They're both on primaries now. Sienna beats Edwards. Now it's a 14-second gap from Bryce Saucier to Carmen Sienna. You feel like only a caution could stop Bryce at this point. Carmen's in second. Aaron's in third. Noah Belleville in fourth. And the closest gap is 2 drivers 4 seconds apart. Well, here goes Carmen Sienna, though. How about Aaron Edwards, who's right there on car 96? Two to go next time. Aaron Edwards watching Carmen Sienna start to slip away while Bryce Saucier is 14 seconds in the distance in that number 7 machine. These things sound like a Jake break in the hairpin. I love it. Noah Belleville goes purple again, 1:08.58. 5 seconds behind Aaron Edwards, and you feel like only a mistake or a caution could bring these cars back up. Thomas Andrews with an incident rejoins the racetrack just ahead of the second and third place cars, stays well out of their way, and the pilot of the number 2 MGD machine. Gives it a spin. White flag this time by. Has Bryce Saucier ever won an ARCS race before? I think he has. He absolutely has. I know he has. I'm pretty sure it was Daytona. It had to have been a last lap at Daytona. I think Bryce Saucier, I'm pretty sure he has a TNT win at Daytona when he survived a last lap crash. This could be Bryce's second ARCS win in 2 different series. That's pretty cool. Through the hairpin. One last time. Carmen Sienna has a 1.9 second gap back to Aaron Edwards. Belleville is close on those alternate tires, but he's coming too late. 3.4 seconds is that gap. Matt Seeger is in the pits for some reason. Did he forget to change the tire compounds? Well, now he has to repair the race car. What in the world happened to Matt Seeger? Did he already lose a piece of the race car? Bryce Saucier comes off the final corner. He wins WinterIndy round 1 at Barber. Briley Wright, on the other hand, briefly flies off the racetrack. This last lap has been chaotic for some drivers. Carmen Sienna crosses the line for her silver medal. And Aaron Edwards, a very, very close third. Missouri's Noah Belleville in fourth. Briley Wright comes off that final corner. He will come home in 5th. We're going to talk to Bryce Saucier, Carmen Sienna, Aaron Edwards. That was a wacky 45 minutes of racing, but we survived for the most part. 1 race of WinterIndy under our belts. You want some craziness? How about the Gen 4 cars on Thursday? Those Gen 4s on Thursday are going to be something else at Talladega. Our last super speedway race of the season. Our last race, okay, maybe Bryce's last race if he keeps on driving like that. It's going to be our last race before the Thanksgiving break, so catch up with us on Thursday. We're not done tonight, though. We're going to have our podium interviews. Bryce Saucier, Carmen Sienna, Aaron Edwards, 1, 2, 3. And driver radio for some reason. We'll get that fixed up. Don't worry about it. We're going to have our top 3 in just a moment. on the podium with our top three, starting with tonight's bronze medalist. One, Aaron Edwards, came home in that third position. Aaron, when that white flag, forget the white flag, when the green flag flew, do you have any idea that you'd be in contention for a podium?
Yeah, no. Lucky caution, decent strategy, and I don't know how I finished podium. But thanks to Delta Sport, and had a blast.
Well, and with the 10-1 point system here, you're going to come away with 8 points, just 2 behind Bryce Saucier, who's going to have 10 points. That's going to be something pretty special there, man. So you're going to be right up there. 5 races to go in this championship. Where are we next week? Gateway? I guess we'll see you at Gateway. It's going to be a lot of fun headed back to an oval, man. We'll see you in a week's time. Let's talk to our 4th place finisher. Carmen Sienna is not available for her interview. That's okay. How about Noah Belleville, who comes home with, not a medal, Moldy, but you come home with 4th. I think you expected a little better, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of how last season went at this track. Just a lot of speed, couldn't keep it on the track. I was on the same strategy as Bryce, so I was good on my tires and could go to the end. I just was trying to get around Briley for I don't even know how long, because Bryce was catching up and just got tight behind him and clipped the grass coming out of that first corner, and out she went.
Well, with that bonus point that you got for pole, you're tied for 3rd in the standings with Aaron Edwards. And we're going to your home track in a week's time, Moldy. So we'll see you in a couple of days at Talladega, and then we'll see you in a week at Gateway.
Yep, see you.
Bryce Saucier, the man of the hour, the dark horse. Man, I didn't expect you to be on this step of the podium when that green flag flew. But here you are with your 2nd win on Rick James TV, and you're going to be the points leader headed into round 2 of 6. All right, Bryce. Bryce, there we go.
Sorry, I was muted.
Let's try again. All right, man. Congrats on the win. You're the points leader now. You've got the leg up. How do you fancy Gateway?
I like it. It's an all right track for me. This certainly helps the confidence-wise. I've never won a road course race in this car, so this is really special for me. I've been trying for a long time to do this.
Well, now you're going to have that chip on your shoulder. You're going to have the advantage. Imagine if you come away with a championship at the end of 6 races, man. What do we got here? We got Gateway next week. Let me pull up this schedule real quick. I'm actually genuinely interested because I forget how the schedule goes all the time. What is it? Gateway next week. Then the Homestead Road Course on December 2nd. The Indianapolis Oval on December 9. Circuit of the Americas and Laguna Seca. Any more wins coming up?
Maybe Gateway and Indy. This is one of my good road courses. There's only a couple of these, so we'll see how they go. Certainly give it everything we've got and try to see what we can do. But want to keep the expectations more realistic for myself on the road courses. But certainly going to try to win the ovals.
We'll see what happens, man. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
Well, that does it for us tonight. A successful round in the books there. Everybody survived. We made it through. And we have more racing to look forward to. Madness. It's going to be madness Thursday night. Gen 4 cars at Talladega. Are you kidding me? Come on. Come around. Have some fun. Emily's going to be in the chat. We're going to talk football scores. We're going to talk Gen 4 racing. It's going to be 3 wide and a lot of craziness. And then a week from now at Gateway, we get to do it all over again. So hang out with us there. And then the TNT train keeps on rolling. Thanks for hanging out with us. Until that next race, everybody, stay safe, take care of each other, and we'll see you all